Hi, this is the second part of my DIY wedding stuff, and I just talked about my wedding favors and how you can print them off, assemble them, and so now you kind of figure what are you going to put in these. So you can put anything you want in these. What we're going to do is we're going to put M&Ms inside them, and we wanted to get the pastel colored M&Ms, so we actually bought the Easter M&Ms this year. Unfortunately, this year they decided to do the bunny mix, so half of them have little designs on them, like little eggs or little bunnies or chickens or anything like that. So we had to buy twice as many, and we're going to go sort through them. But all of the M&Ms, 16 bags of M&Ms, only cost us about $50. And then along with that, we've bought some cellophane, which was maybe $6 for all of the cellophane we're gonna need. So all in all, for these favors, it probably cost about $1.50, maybe $2 for each favor. And I think that they're a bit more unique than the little. I mean, because like I've said in the previous video, you can get the cheap white boxes. It's slightly more unique than that. It is more expensive, but it's a little nicer, I think. And so we'll be doing that. One thing with these boxes, I actually scaled mine to 75% because the original boxes in the link are actually a lot bigger. And that's fine if you're going to do something else other than like candy or if you want to give people a bunch of candy. But maybe if you want to give people like I don't know, people have given little jars of jam for presents or other things like that. You could always use the bigger box. But for me, I did not want to have to give people a ton of candy. So, this will be a nice, like basically a fun-sized bag equivalent of M&Ms. Be a little bit nicer. And so yeah, that's what we're doing for the favors. We're gonna wrap the M&Ms in cellophane and then tie them with ribbon. I actually have ribbon that was left over from my invitations. I didn't, will be another thing I'll talk about is invitations. I actually got these in the invitation kits I bought, and I didn't use them because it actually will cost more for the invitations if you add more weight or if you add stuff that creates bulges in it. So I just didn't use it. It wasn't really necessary. So I basically have ribbon that I'm not using, so I'm going to use it to tie the cellophane bags for my favors. And I got little stickers to seal these, and they just say thank you on them. You could always go and you could actually get sheets from Office Max or Meijer and print out little labels that actually say your wedding date and everything on them, and you can put them on the boxes. And that's, again, relatively inexpensive. Usually for 100 to 300 stickers, depending on the quality you get, it's only $4 or $5 usually for the whole thing. It's not expensive at all. So then I wanted to talk about the invitations. So invitations can get very, very expensive. And I mentioned in the previous video that what I did is I found my save the dates online. And finding your save the dates online and just printing them out that way, I mean, it didn't cost very, it was $40 or $50 maybe for all of those to print them out. It wasn't even that much. It was a lot, and I just bought some ivory envelopes to put them in. And so for save the dates, it's really fine to just go online and print them out yourself. It's going to be less expensive usually than buying them. But for invitations, there's a lot more that goes into them, so you're actually going to wind up probably spending more printing them off yourself than you would if you bought invitation kits, which is what I did. I bought 3 kits. I only wound up using about 2.5, so I still got a lot extra in this one. But these were about $30 or $40 each. Yeah, I think they're $40 each at Michael's. And they each have 40 invitations in them. And it wound up being way cheaper. I spent $120, $130 on all of my invitations plus postage, and way cheaper because these include the main invitation, the response card, and both envelopes. Now you do have to print these off yourself, but it's really easy to do on your home printer. just make sure you have enough ink. But these are very easy to do. A little bit time consuming, so you will have to sit down and you have to hand feed them in individually. So when I was doing this, I did it over the course of a few days, and it took me maybe 2 hours each day, so about 2 hours for a box of 40. And then obviously you have to assemble them and put them together. So if your time is more valuable to you than the savings, you could just go to an invitation shop. But if you are trying to save money, I think the invitation boxes are a good idea. They tend to have a lot of different designs on them. Go to Michael's, Joann's, Office Max. Lots of different places have them and different designs, so just keep shopping around. You might even be able to find them online. So I was just, if you're DIYing it, get an invitation box. Don't print them off. Just don't get like a free printable invitation. So yeah, so that saved me a decent amount of money, because invitations nowadays, they run at least like $300 for a set of about 100 invitations, maybe more than that. So that would have been way too expensive. So then a couple of other little things that a lot of times people forget about. Place cards. So I found these online. I can't put the link in the description box because apparently the link where these came from, you actually have to pay for them. But where I found them, they had a free download, so I don't know, I don't actually remember where I got these from. But you can always search online for place card template, free place card templates. And so, I'm covering the name. But yeah, they just have the name here and the table number, and the back is blank, and they're just little foldable triangles. And yeah, I mean, I just had to buy some I bought 100 sheets of cardstock for like $5, and I just printed these off. Again, make sure you have enough ink. But I cut these with, it was a paper cutter. You can get them at Joann's and Michael's. I think it's Fiskars. I think that's the company. They always have the orange backgrounds on all their packaging. You'll find it with a bunch of like the scissors and things and the cutting mats at the craft stores. And so I got that, and I made cutting them out really easy. Because if you try cutting them out with scissors, they're not going to look nearly as good. So that is those. Sorry, my dog is barking. Here's the other dog across the way. So then the other thing, the wedding is like a week and a half away, and I completely forgot to do these, is table numbers. And I will post the link to these in the description box. You can just put these together and stick them in a little holder or get a stick. They're labeled on both sides. Or what I'm doing, just in case, because I'm going to see if the reception venue actually has a little thing that you can stick them in. But if not, what I did is I just printed out 2 of each, so that way you can stick like one on one side of the table and then one on the other side of the table. I'm dropping everything today. But yeah, and so other than the cost of the paper and the ink, it was free. You know, I just find them, print them off, and cut them out. So a lot of things with the DIY is that it's just how valuable you consider your time. I was in school for just up until the end of May, and so mostly I was just doing school, and I had a lot of free time, and I'm not working right now. So for me, I've been, you know, basically investing my time into the wedding so that it's less expensive. But for somebody who's working, you might not have the time to do it. But I mean, if you know when you're getting married, and it's like 2 years, you know, until you're getting married, you might be able to do some of this stuff if you actually know what you want. So that's what I've been doing for the DIY wedding stuff. I guess if you have any questions about any of this, let me know. And there's plenty of blogs about this, plenty of different information online about how you can do things like this. And yeah, I'll probably go over more of the wedding stuff after it happens. This is probably going to be my last video until I get back from my honeymoon, because next week my family gets in and we're doing wedding stuff. So yeah, it's going to be really busy. Alright, well, I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.